Tenno. This is Headshot. He will guide you on learning Warframe.
Thank you so much to the Lotus for that lovely intro. Hey everyone, and welcome to a very special video. So today is the 4th anniversary of the game I've come to know and love, Warframe, and as such I've decided to make a video celebrating this. You take control of a Tenno, sworn to uphold the balance of the universe by controlling the different factions, Grineer, Corpus, infested and corrupted enemies, through undertaking various missions against them. Warframe starts you off with a pretty decent tutorial giving you the basics of the game, giving you some idea of basic controls, combat systems, plus you've also got the codex inside your landing ship as well, which is worth checking out some additional tutorials. However, once those tutorials are over, there are so many aspects to the game it's very easy to get overwhelmed with information, and people often check out some of us content creators for help in those first few days to weeks of the game. So to help you all with that early game progression, here are some tips and tricks to be able to get going. First off the bat is the starting platinum you've got from creating a new account. Platinum is the premium currency in Warframe, able to be used to rush builds, buy boosters, or straight up buy equipment. You will start the game with 50 platinum, and while it's tempting to buy a sweet fashion item for your frame with it, the best start would be something a little bit less exciting. I would recommend spending that on a Warframe slot and 2 weapon slots. Warframe's grown into a game with 31 Warframes, 32 probably by the time this comes out, not including their prime variants, and a staggering amount of weapons, too many to count. So the starting inventory slots that you're going to have is actually going to be quite limiting to you figuring out what frame and weapon combinations you enjoy. So buying a couple of slots with that opening platinum is really going to help you explore options when you're first starting out in the game. Now progression, that is a huge part of Warframe. Whether it's through the star chart or through mastery ranks, that feeling of getting steadily more and more powerful as you go along is one of the biggest draws of the game for me. My first piece of advice for progression is to work your way through the star chart almost immediately. One of the most dramatic redesigns in the game last year was the introduction of the new star map. That streamlined the progression through the universe, made it way more obvious to what you actually had to do next. Each of the planets has a junction to unlock the next planet, so Earth to Mars for example, as you can see. Each of these has their own unlock requirements to be able to take the test, so always keep an eye on those and try and complete them as you're playing through. As you progress through the star map, you will unlock more and more mission nodes, and that makes it easier to run alerts as they pop up on your map. Alerts can be a big help when progressing. They can provide you anything from injections of endo, resources, or even just credits, or you can unlock invasions as well, which can provide anything from parts of special weapons to high-end crafting materials. So unlocking the ability to run these as and when you need them is a huge help to being able to move forward with the game. While working your way through the star chart, make sure that you pick everything up. You are going to need all the mods, endo, resources and credits that drop during the mission. These 4 things are going to be something you're going to need constantly in your journey through Warframe. Mods are the lifeblood of the game. These make your Warframe stronger, more survivable. They alter their abilities to become more effective, more efficient, have more range, or they allow your weapons to do more damage against the steadily tougher and tougher enemies as you progress through the game. Now mods come in 4 different rarities: bronze common mods, silver uncommon mods, rare gold mods, and primed white mods. Each rarity takes more endo than the previous one to upgrade the mod. In terms of getting the mod you need, you will actually find that every enemy has their own drop table, and on every enemy death they have a chance of dropping a mod. So keeping an eye on the enemies you kill is actually very important to make sure you don't miss any of those mods that drop that you're actually going to need. Mods also come with certain polarities, which you can see in the top right hand side of the mod card. If you place these into the corresponding slot on your frame or weapon, that's going to light up green when it matches the polarity. It will halve the cost of the mod on the item you're installing it into. If you want to double the mod capacity of your Warframe or weapon, you can either use an Orokin reactor on your frame or an Orokin catalyst on your weapon, otherwise known as blue and gold potatoes. So keep an eye out for these either on alerts or in evasions. Every time there's a dev stream there's always a potato alert afterwards, so that's worth keeping an eye out for. And those can give you a significant boost to your weapon or your frame by allowing you to have more space to put mods onto your equipment. Endo is what you use to upgrade these mods and make them more powerful and have more of an effect on the object you're installing the mod onto. There are many ways of getting endo, from drops from enemies to alerts, even Ayatan scars and sculptures that you're going to find lying around, or by breaking open containers on the map. Upgrading your mods will take both endo and credits, and you will have to upgrade one level at a time. The game will let you know exactly how much endo you need for that next level. It makes it super simple to upgrade your mods. Honestly, the endo system, there's not a whole lot to it, but it is absolutely crucial to how you're going to progress and to how you're going to make your frames and your weapons stronger. But also, resources are pretty important as well. You're going to need resources for everything in the game. Warframes, weapons, companions, items, deployables, everything relies on them. Make sure you pick up as many resources as you can. One suggestion I would make early on is to complete the Venus junction for the Taxon blueprint and build him as soon as you can. The advantage that Sentinels can bring early game is that it gives you a little bit more defense, it gives you a little bit more offense, but you also can pick up a mod called Vacuum, and that drops pretty regularly. What this does is that when you put it on your companions such as Taxon, it will automatically pick up your loot for you, credits, endo, mods, resources, allowing you to really make the most of your time, and it allows you to focus on playing the game, shooting your enemies, staying alive, while your trusty floating friend is going to keep you stocked up on all the things that you're going to need to work through the game. Now, I've mentioned mastery ranks very early on. Mastery isn't really an indication of skill in Warframe, but of how many of the frames and weapons you've leveled to rank 30. For every frame and companion that you're going to level, you're going to get 6,000 XP towards your next mastery rank, and that will be 3,000 for a weapon. Mastery can give you a whole bunch of bonuses as you progress through the ranks, but the most important one at your starting levels is that certain weapons are locked behind certain mastery levels. Take the Heck for example. It's a pretty fantastic shotgun, but it's a mastery 4 weapon, so you're going to have to level enough items, enough frames to be able to get up to that rank before you can build and use it. The best place to start is the Mark 1 weapons you're going to find for 15,000 credits in the arsenal, or in the market if you search for MK-1. And then as you progress, you're going to unlock more and more options for weapons to level. Following on from that, as soon as you progress through the star chart, each unlocked node is going to give you a small amount of mastery, plus the frames that you can build as you go along will also give you mastery as well. So there are a whole bunch of ways to work towards unlocking those weapons that you might want to use in the game. One other thing I wanted to touch on was the Relic system. Relics are fragments of a time when the Orokin were crafting weapons more powerful than the ones the universe had at the time. Lost to the ages though, parts of these weapons can be found in these relics that you will more than likely get as mission rewards as you progress through the star chart. To run these you will need to complete Fisher missions that you can find on your star chart. There are 4 difficulties to them, each corresponding to a certain fissure that is showing at the time. Once you're in those missions, kill the enemies that come out of the fissures, or are glowing gold and will say corrupted on them, which are going to have a chance of dropping reactant, of which you're going to need to collect 10 of those to open your relic. Once you've done that, you can finish the mission and find whatever part you get from your relic, and then you're going to gather some void traces as well. Once you complete the Earth to Mars junction, you're going to unlock Relic Refinement. This allows you to use your void traces to influence the drops on your currently owned relics, and you can actually make it skewed so you can actually get a higher chance to get the rarer items on those relics that you own. These prime parts can either be used to build your own prime weapons, or they can be used in trade chat and traded for some platinum. The final major thing that I wanted to mention is the clan system. Warframe is a big place, and it's got a lot of systems that I've not even mentioned here. Later on in the game there's a whole bunch more. So finding some like-minded individuals that don't mind showing you the ropes and helping you out during your journey through the game. Being in a clan, I mean, that just unlocks the experience of your clanmates. You also get clan-specific weapons. There's Warframes in there that are just specifically tied to being in a clan. It's definitely worth checking out the recruiting chat and seeing if you can find a clan that suits your needs, and one that you find fun. I guarantee you that it's going to help you have a ton more fun in game, because like a lot of games, Warframe is definitely more fun when played with other people. So I hope this video has helped you a little bit with some of the huge amount of aspects that come at you very quickly when you start the game. It can appear daunting, but if you stick with it, you're going to find a game that I personally have 4,000 hours in. I still find it a huge amount of fun. There's a reason it's still one of the top played games on Steam, why it's celebrating its 4th anniversary. If any older players though are watching this video, feel free to leave some tips and tricks of your own in the comments below for those that are coming into the game. Some of the best tips I've ever had have come from the YouTube comments section. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to leave us a like and to sub for more Warframe content, and I shall see you in the next video.